This is crazy as we have trade rumors escalating of one of the hottest trade commodities going into the rest of the season in the former Av Keifer Sherwood. The Colorado Avalanche have more interest than you would think in this former player of theirs. And it's an interesting conversation to have around what it does to the Colorado Avalanche's lineup if they should trade him, what the actual merits of trading him could even be, and what some of the negatives of trading him actually are all things we're going to cover right here on this episode of Avalanche Digest for you all. Welcome in. We are just right before the Canucks game against the Colorado Avalanche, which is why I thought this was the perfect time to bring you this trade video. The Avalanche will almost certainly get scored on by Kiefer Sherwood because it happens all the time. I have money on it. I'm that positive about it. But today we're going to bring to you the merits of trading for this player and why I think it could be a good thing, and also what I don't like about this current trade. So kick back, relax, and let's actually start the video. But before we start, I want to just ask you guys, what do you think about trading for Kiefer Sherwood? Let me know in the comments down below, but let's just get right on with it. So this whole trade situation actually started by the Canucks president of hockey operations declaring that they are open for business and they want to get younger and they want to trade away some of their pending UFAs. That includes Kiefer Sherwood, Teddy Bluger, Evander Kane, and Derek Forbort. So the rumors about the Canucks possibly trading are nothing short of confirmed at this point. It is happening. Sherwood is on the block. What caught my eye, though, and was very interesting, was from David Pagnotta that said that teams would love to get their hands on a guy like Kiefer Sherwood. And he goes on to list teams that he thinks are, and that he might have heard from several of his sources that already are. And that's Colorado, Dallas, Minnesota, New Jersey, the Canadiens. All would love to add a big piece, and that there's no shortage of suitors. So quite interesting that the Colorado Avalanche could be interested in a guy like Kiefer Sherwood. And I'll break it down exactly why. So Kiefer Sherwood, the former Colorado Avalanche, is on a pretty good pace right now. He's shooting at a 24% shot percentage right now, and while that is not sustainable, he has 12 goals in 26 games. So an impressive start to the season. And Sherwood, without the biggest thing that I haven't mentioned yet that you absolutely should know about his personality, this guy will hit everything and everyone. You can see right here, he broke the record last year for most amount of hits thrown in the NHL. And he just loves to hit basically everything. He throws his big 6-foot frame body around, almost 200 pounds. And not only that, but he has some impressive puck handling skills to boot. You can see here, the guy knows how to put on a highlight reel. So he's not just a big body that likes to hit. He also provides quite a bit of offense. I mean, we'll take a look at his stats right here. He had 40 points last year and had 19 goals. So the fact that he's scoring this amount of goals right now is not only just a flash in the pan, it's something that looks pretty sustainable. Now, when we get to the actual cost of bringing in Kiefer Sherwood, this is where we just veer into absolutely not territory. You can see right here, they have it listed as a first-round pick for Kiefer Sherwood, and I say absolutely not. And that's exactly what I left this reaction in for too. That's an insane price, but I'm sure someone will pay it. And as much as contenders love to win now, I do not see a single person trading a first-round pick for a guy that's had a career high of 40 points and is just a middle six wing. And as much as I like Kiefer Sherwood, and I'm going to go into why I love him for the Colorado Avalanche and what the lineup looks like with him in it, I do not think that this is a trade price that I'm willing to pay for Kiefer Sherwood. If that's the cost, I say, no way, Jose. You just find someone who's cheaper for, honestly, the same amount of production. And when we go into what the actual lineup would look like with Kiefer Sherwood in it, it becomes a really interesting conversation because I do hear a lot of people talking about maybe Jack Drury not exactly being the best third-line center for the job, even though I think he's really good. And what exactly the lineup depth would look like if you were to bring up another winger, because the Avs right now are stacked at wing. However, Ross Colton is actually center eligible and has played center in his career. A lot of people like to forget that in his first season with the Colorado Avalanche, Ross Colton played as the third line center with Miles Wood and Logan O'Connor as his wings and had a career year. He had like 19 goals and 40 points. So Colton is capable of playing really good third line center hockey. In fact, his analytics were sparkling when he did it in his first year. So frankly, it's a guy that I would be open to just reprising his role as the third line center, especially, and the thing that just had my mouth watering the most, if you put Keifer Sherwood next to Ross Colton. That just sounds like an annoying just pain to play against the Colorado Avalanche. In fact, the Vancouver Canucks actually got Keifer Sherwood to begin with when they played the Nashville Predators in the playoffs. And Quinn Hughes went to the front office and said, give me Keifer Sherwood. That guy is a thorn, and I want him on my team. So this is a guy that I would love playing next to Ross Colton. Just two guys that have such bite and snarl. And honestly, Victor Olofsson could benefit greatly from playing next to them as well, because he is a guy that is great at finishing, and Ross Colton and Sherwood are great at just driving play and creating a lot of chaos, which Victor Olofsson could benefit greatly from. Another thing that this also brings together, which cannot be understated, is it ties back together that great fourth line with Jack Drury, Logan O'Connor, and Parker Kelly. That fourth line was a menace to other teams. It is a shutdown fourth line that not only that limits high danger chances against other teams, but it outchances other teams' lines frequently. So I would love to have a fourth line like this reunited. And honestly, you'll notice here, Gavin Brindley isn't even in this conversation right now. You could put him also next to Ross Colton and Sherwood and have a really fun, fast line that's just pure gasoline against other teams. So you can mix and match however you would want with this Avalanche lineup. And I think it's worth taking a look at what it makes your lineup into, because a lot of playoff teams, and the thing that I was told that just always rings true, is that playoff teams need to be able to sustain at least 2 top 6 injuries and be able to keep going. And right now, you have that with Ross Colton. I would say you even have that with Gavin Brindley, as we saw before he got injured. He was playing great hockey. But now you have that even more with Keifer Sherwood. So when injuries do arise, you can have Keifer Sherwood possibly staying on your third line, or you have skill guys that at least populate your top 9. So frankly, even when you do get injured, and that is a when in the playoffs, you can still button it up and be competitive against other teams. And honestly, I'm frankly in love with the addition of Keifer Sherwood. Now, the price I am not in love with. If that's what they're asking for, then I say no. But when we're talking about, all these things that the Avalanche have to add by trade deadline, we don't have to pay a premium for a third line center. We could just go get a winger instead. I am fully interested in this trade conversation, but I want to know what you guys think. Let me know in the comments down below, and I will get back to you. But that is going to do it for this episode of Avalanche Digest. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one.